You guys are all resting in your respective rooms, preparing for the trip to back to Nuvema Town. But then each of you are awoken by a frantic knocking at your door.
Oh joy, this can't be good.
I open the door and I go, "What? Hello, hi."
Wesley will open his door, and through kind of the doorway, you can see like noxious fumes building up in his room, and he's wearing like his mask and everything because he was interrupted doing something.
This in the middle of the night.
He was packing, all right. Yes, what is it? As like his mask flaps up and down.
Governors, there appears to be a little bit of a riot going on.
A riot?
Oh, riot.
Oh, why would they be rioting? Did we do something wrong?
Yeah, we threw out their governor. At least that's probably how they feel.
But
What I understand, it's a twofold issue. It started because some people drunkenly were upset because they lost a lot of money, but then it kind of spiraled into some people don't have confidence in you, and they think they can get away with this. We would like to ask you on how we should handle this.
Hey, Wes.
yes.
You got a formula for tear gas?
Hey yo! I don't think we need to be that extreme. They're our own people.
I agree with Calypso here. I don't think we should settle this with violence, if that makes sense. But I do believe if I can find Soul, we might be able to concoct something along the lines to get everyone's attention. During the festival in Nuvema Town, were there fireworks? Wesley probably understands, like, would Wesley understand fireworks? He knows. Well, this is like a lore question. Does the technology exist where Wesley would be able knows about fireworks?
I'd say roll a history check. This is to see if you know about it. I have my own things, but this is to see how much Wesley knows.
History. That's a 16.
You know that gunpowder exists, and it does explode when set off, and there are like muskets, but those are mostly used in when dealing with human criminals or defense of towns.
He knows it makes a loud noise, right?
Yes.
Defense of a town and human criminals. Oh, nice.
I mean, they don't do a lot when compared to strong Pokemon, but they're something.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to deal with a Pokemon being like rowdy if you just shoot humans. Yeah. Wesley knows what gunpowder is, and he knows it can make a loud noise, and he's going to kind of muse. Griffin, your guitar or whatever, does that work?
It works to a point. I'm still working on the sound, so I might need more electricity.
More electricity.
Yeah, right now everything sounds permanently out of tune to what we have in modern day. It does make sounds, though.
Perfect. I think if we can work on maybe making a loud enough sound to quell the crowd, perhaps. We just need to get their attention, and I don't think we will if we're drowned out by the riot. Wesley is going to disappear and try to find Soul in their shared laboratory.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's not good. 9.
You still have no idea where everything is in the manor, so you just get lost.
I'm running through the halls, running. Soul, I have an idea. We need help. Soul. And you guys like hear Wesley like clattering and like probably running into furniture and bouncing off the walls a bit as he like runs down these hallways. Soul, where are you? I have a great idea. I need your help. We need. You just hear muttering about like electric type energy and perhaps like Howard has left something here that we can use. Like he's just rambling at this point, searching for Soul.
Yeah. The three of you are just left with this attendant, and you're just like, So what do you think we should do? Should we wait for Governor Wesley to return, or should we act now?
Well. Are they drunk and angry or angry?
Seems to be drunk and angry for most people. Some of them want to push their luck and see how much they can get away with.
Okay. I mean, that's not really a shock. We could just kind of turn up out of nowhere and
Yeah.
remove the previous leadership. I suppose this sort of reaction would be natural, but that doesn't mean it's okay. What time is it? It's like around midnight?
It's like 2 a.m.
Oh, it's like early.
It's 2 a.m, people. Come on.
You can guess that this has been bubbling up for most of the day. Just people getting drunk and shit over their law.
I mean, we could always just make booze illegal, but no, that's not the easy way out. Oh!
We are not starting prohibition.
Yeah, no, we are not. That'll make them much angrier and also ruin the economy.
And create Team Rocket, probably. We are not starting prohibition.
Actually, instead of getting their attention, hey, Wes, why don't you just make something that puts them back to sleep?
Wes isn't here. He's just still run off. He'll be back in a little bit.
You can try to track down Wes. He's making a lot of noise.
Oh, God. All right, in that case, I'm going to go find Wes.
Roll me a perception check with advantage because of how loud Wes is being.
Should I roll like opposed stealth?
If you're trying to hide.
That'll be an 18.
Like, are you trying to avoid responsibility, Wesley?
No. I was just wondering to see what he had to beat, but I think 18. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was just trying to get a beat on your character.
He might be trying to avoid responsibility. Okay. So yeah, you probably see Wes as he's like run to a door, opened it, run to another door, opened it, then ran back to the first door he opened it. He kind of looks like he's wasting time.
All right, I'm just going to try and pick him up. Just one hand, get him by the back of his shirt and pick him up off the ground.
Are you trying to drag him or like full on pick him up?
Hold him like above the ground.
Roll me a strength check.
I feel like that would probably be contested.
Yeah, Wesley is short, but he's kind of beefy, so I think he'll try to put up. Like he doesn't like being dragged around.
Wesley, you can roll a dexterity to try and avoid being grabbed, or strength to just no-sell it.
I'll use strength.
I don't think you're beating this, but it's possible.
What'd you roll? Oh no.
I rolled a 17.
I rolled an 18.
God, motherfucker.
Wesley turns around, his goggles are on, his mask, and he's like, yes, Arcitarius, what is it? I'm trying to find Soul. I think
Wes.
they're just around the corner.
Wes,
Yes?
why don't you just make something that puts them back to sleep?
Do you have any sleep powder on you? Any, perhaps. I don't know if I have the required ingredients. But,
Well, no, that's for you to figure out. I'm just saying, it seems like the easiest solution to our problem is that they just go back to sleep.
or I can continue to, search for Soul, and meanwhile you three could, stand out in the crowd and try to calm them down as I, with Soul, we can. I think they maybe will have some ingredients to maybe help Griffin's instrument be louder, or potentially create a large explosion to calm them down. Maybe if we even find Friend, his Wesley's like stammering now because he thinks you've caught him out now.
Wes,
If
you could
yeah.
you could just work with Soul to help put them to sleep.
Potentially. I believe maybe Friend's lights are potentially soothing. That can put them to sleep, I think. Here, let me go find them. Wesley tries to get away.
My brother in Christ, I'm going to throw you off a 4-story balcony. Listen to me.
Wesley's making the opposed roll to kind of scurry away to find Soul.
Oh my God, what is that?
You have advantage since you won the first contest.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna purposely say he loses that advantage because he's very flustered. Like, Arcetarius.
Okay.
Could I ask Arcetarius to make a sense motive? Actually, am I allowed to do that, Will?
If Arcetarius wants to, it would be an insight check.
Make a
Or
what?
Insight.
If you want
Insight.
if you want to get why Arcetarius, like not Arcetarius, I mixed your names up. Why Wesley is wussing out.
Insight. That stat I have +4 to. Yes, I think I will do insight. I think I will do insight. Is that a 22? Yeah, I believe it is.
I got a 7.
Okay. Wesley's life is laid bare before you, Arcetarius. What do you do?
So what does that mean exactly?
Wesley, you can tell Wesley is like, he's at the point where he's not even trying to find soul. He's trying to find a place to hide, basically. He does not like the idea of a crowd coming at him, and it maybe seems like this has maybe happened to him before. And he is, like, at first he was trying to find soul. He couldn't find them, so now he's actively trying to hide, and you caught him in the act of hiding, actually.
Wes,
Yes?
you could just make a sleep powder and drop it from our house, and that would calm them down, and they would never reach you. If they wanted to reach you, they'd have to go through the front door and then through me. I don't think they're getting to you.
Okay. Okay. May I see Burmy? I think they should have the required ingredients.
I hope so, because if you're wrong, we're going with option B.
Which is?
I personally pick you up and throw you from my 4th-story balcony into the crowd.
You wouldn't do that, Arcetarius, would you?
Don't know. It's 2 a.m. I'm sleep deprived.
Roll intimidation.
I will roll intimidation. 12.
Okay.
Wesley, you can roll something to see if you're affected by that or not.
I rolled a 2.
Oh no!
You see, it's like a cartoon. Like his goggles become super animated. Like they like scrunch together in sadness, and he looks up at you. Or he's like, "You wouldn't do the Arcetarius, would you? You just said you protect me."
Yeah, I would. If
Wesley's gonna regain his composure a bit. He's gonna be like, "Fine then, if you will stand between me and the mob, I guess I should be able to make up some sort of concoction with Burmy, maybe perhaps Snivy. Okay then, let's get back to the group. It will be fine. It will be fine." And Wesley's gonna, he's gonna walk back to the group, kind of defeated because he got caught, and he feels bad.
Flash back to like 5 minutes ago when Arcetarius went off. The assistant looks at them go and says, well, they're discussing options, I guess. We have 2 maybe already. We could send in the guard and detain people for maybe a night or 2, depending on how severe you want to be. Or you could attempt to go and calm the public down.
I don't think detaining's the right option.
We could also, if you want to play it like that, we could open fire on them. I don't recommend it.
No.
It is an option that you could do, governors.
Yeah, it's an option, but I don't think it's one that we should take.
Yeah, so Griffin's gonna take his guitar. He's going to tell the guards, or he's gonna walk towards the wherever they're at, the crowd. Tell the guards to be behind him. He's gonna look at Fallow and snap his finger to tell him to put the fire around him. He's a flame body, and we're gonna walk out while I play my guitar and Fallow walking, and we're gonna calm the crowd down. What do I do? I gotta roll performance.
Yeah, roll performance. You don't get advantage because of the fire, because there is actually a few fires already started. So Fallow are might not draw attention.
Well, I got a 24.
As soon as you walk out, things die down a little bit. Like, you can tell that they have your attention, and some people are starting to get a little bit nervous because it's like they didn't actually expect to face any consequences for this. But a few members are still rioting. What do you want to say to calm them down?
Let's see. Oh wait, what's the name of the town that we're in again?
You guys are in Striaton City.
Okay. So before I talk, I'm gonna have hopefully this works. Ezio. I'm gonna have Ezio use Ice Punch on the ground and try to make like a ice pillar or such where I could like Team Rocket stand on top of, like, you know how they can stand on top of like random stuff. Like, I'm gonna do that.
Roll me a d10 and we'll see how impressive that ice pillar is.
That is an 8.
I always forget that you get good rolls.
Yeah, I don't get that much of a good roll, but sure.
It's a slightly impressive ice tower. It goes up to like the 3rd story of your manor.
Great.
And it just kind of erupts out of your feet, appearing apparently to the crowd. But Ezio is in the background just constantly punching it to make sure it stays up.
Yes. And then I will say, good people of Striaton, me, Griffin, one of your, what are we, council members, has heard your plea, and we ask you to calm down. Things and issues will be dealt with, but the money that you have lost, you'll be able to regain again when we open up our first Pokemon tournament. And then I put my guitar, like the old counselor.
Roll me persuasion.
Nat 20.
No.
Griffin placates a whole riot. Meanwhile, the alchemist and swordsman sneak up to drug the whole town.
Hey, that was going to be a last-minute resort. That's if all else fails.
Hey, I'm Robin Hood right here. That's all that matters. I'm Robin Hood.
Okay. It takes a little bit to calm down maybe some of the more drunken members, but they all seem placated that you have a plan for what to do and aren't just going to be lounging in your manor. That seems to be the biggest thing, since none of you had made a public statement, really, aside from Wesley floundering the day before. And with that, the riot is quelled. Someone found Soul in all this, completely separate to you and to Wesley and Arzatreus, and Soul's like, "What the fuck just happened? Why am I up? Apparently shit got burned. How much is that gonna..." Okay, I'm gonna have to survey the damages tomorrow. Do you guys need me for anything other than that?
I think at this point we're good.
I'm a rock star, so I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna go survey the damages and see how much it's gonna cost to fix it. Griffin, do you want to talk to the others about this Pokemon tournament you've now promised your citizens?
Yeah, I will.
You did what?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Just so that you're all back in your room hallway. Everything's settled.
You probably hear Wesley and Arzatreus shouting about making the sleep concoction. As you
none of the townspeople heard that for you guys' sake.
I'm just gonna be like, you see this, and I'm just gonna point to like the ice pillar sitting like outside like the window.
It is very rapidly melting.
Okay, cool. I'd be like, yeah, want to see. I'd be like, I did that, and now we have a Pokemon tournament.
Oh,
impressive.
Let's go with it. You know what? Let's go with it.
How are we going to organize that?
So, on the spot, I'm thinking we're just going to invite every town in our region and then our friend regions to come together to do a a Pokemon tournament and have all the vendors just come and just be like, yeah, you can just sell your stuff here, and we take a percentage of all them payments. But yeah, just have to now make friends with everybody and get the message out.
So why exactly were they putting their homes to blaze again?
Because they lost money to Soul, who bet on us, and they bet again.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of a pretty plenty they lost.
So they decide to burn down their own houses and buy more alcohol?
They probably thought they were just going to give it back. That's not how it works.
It started as anger about that, but then it quickly turned into like, what are these new governors going to do? They were expecting you guys to do nothing about it, so they could kind of intimidate you into doing whatever they wanted.
Well, gentlemen and lady, I say we sleep on this for now, figure this out in the morning, and then, once we have a plan for this, I'll go and make a public statement.
Well, can't we just honor when we go to reignite trade agreements with Castile and Nimbasa? Can't we just also invite some trainers from those cities back? We can just say, in honor of our new governorship, we're hosting a Pokemon tournament.
Well, yes, but we should probably make it clear our intentions with our own constituents first.
So I assume we don't need this then. Wesley says, pointing over to like the garish purple bubbling concoction.
Yeah. I'd just keep that tucked away in case something else happens.
The assistant pops up and says, Governors, are you gonna go into further detail about this tournament when you return from your trip, or are you putting off your trip for a little while to discuss this possibility, this event?
I would say we devise a plan, announce it here, and then go on our little trip. And then once we get back, that's what we
do. We can invite people when we're on our trip, and we'll probably get a few representatives from each town.
Okay, just wanted to make sure what your plan was. Oh, are you planning on traveling by carriage ride to get to Nuvema?
Griffin was gonna walk.
I mean, if we take a carriage, that'll be much faster.
Yeah, but it also means someone could just try to assassinate.
It would be assassin. Well, first of all, is the carriage big enough for all of our Pokemon, or will we have to be limit shred or like because there'll be 4 humans
and a bunch of Pokemon.
And like if we each bring our starter, that's 8 beings inside this cart in this carriage. How many people can we bring, Will?
The assistant pops up and says, you could try and make every one of your Pokemon fit, but assuming you are coming back, you could just leave some of your Pokemon here.
Wait. So for the town, who is like the military leader, or like who we had in charge over like the soldiers?
You don't know yet. You haven't asked.
Well, I'm gonna ask that to the assistant.
We can arrange a meeting with the town's guard tomorrow.
Okay, yes, I would like that.
Right now, he is dealing with things outside, making sure that everyone's okay.
How long was the trip to Castilia and back going to take?
You don't know how long it'll take to Castilia. Calypso might know, but the rest of you don't know.
Could I roll a check to see if I can recall?
Yeah.
Oh, what would that be? A history?
Yeah, history works since you took that trip to get from Castilia to Nuvema.
History, that's going to be a +4. That's going to be an 18.
Nice.
You know that depending on the currents, it could take as little as 10 days, but if it's bad weather, it could take up to a month to get to Castilia from the Nuvema port.
Okay. Wait a second. What about Nakreen City, or is there not a port over there?
Nakreen City doesn't exist yet.
Okay. So Striaton is as far. So it's just Striaton, Accumula, and Nuvema on this part of the continent.
Yeah, Pinwheel Forest expands a lot further out this time period. Plus, there's not really a point for Accumula Town or Nakreen City without trains being there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't something that had been mentioned before, so... Because I was thinking, if you were gonna hop Nakreen to Castelia, no way that's 10 days. But since it's from Nuvema to Castelia, I see how that could take 10 days.
Or a month if the weather's really bad.
Right, yeah.
Yawn! Alright, we'll figure this out in the morning, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Calypso and Griffin, for solving that problem.
Yeah, seriously.
Of course.
Wesley slams the door and goes to sleep.
Sleep as in continues working.
That's adorable. Alright. Good night, everybody. I just sort of slowly close the door.
Calypso says goodnight back to Arsateras before going back into her room.
Griffin is fully awake after that performance, so he's going to sit on his what was that port? His lookout, and just strum throughout the entire night, rest of the night.
Rock stars don't need sleep.
The joltic in your guitar pokes out a couple times, just like it's vibing to the music, and then it just hurries back into the guitar.
That's adorable.
I named him Lightbulb.
What's a light bulb?
That's his name, Lightbulb. It's not a thing.
I would say bulbs actually exist, Will, because glass blowing and like glass oil lamps it probably exist. So like bulbs do exist. Probably not electrical, but like a bulb, like you, I would see I see the reasons why Griffin would call something a bulb, because there's still glass, there's still blown glass, and if you put like a glass lantern can be seen as a bulb, so it makes sense.
I might make a character sheet for light bulb, or I might not, and they're a non-combat Pokemon like friend.
Yeah, unless they're gonna evolve, and I have to like, yeah.
Oh yeah, where is Friend? That's a good question. Where is he right now?
Yeah, where is Friend? Where's our favorite little guy?
Do you say that in character in your room?
Yeah, I do.
Friend just appears and is just kind of sitting on your desk.
Oh, that's great.
He's such a good friend.
He just stares at you and just tilts his head like,
I'm going to sleep.
Friend sends you a thing of orange, just being like, okay. And maybe a little bit annoyed since you just called him when he was asleep.
Oh, I didn't mean to wake him up. Oh no.
And then he just teleports away back to wherever he goes.
Oh no. I wasn't trying to wake him up. Anyways, Arsateras he is out like a bulb, like a light honk shoe.
Let's have a character question. How deep of a sleeper do you think each of your characters are?
Wesley's probably getting some of the side effects of keeping a giant bowl of sleeping potion in his room still. So I think he's like completely out.
Probably half completed sleep potion.
Yeah, like but like I imagine it's like fuming, and he's breathing that in all night because he didn't dispose of it because he was tired.
Okay. The rest of you?
I wouldn't say Calypso's a light sleeper, but not heavy either. I guess like normal-ish, especially since she spends a lot of her time on the road, even if it's usually with her group, she's just probably kind of used to that kind of mentality.
Yeah, that's fair. Calypso's not normally the lookout in that group.
Right. But even so, she's still probably used to waking up if she needs to and isn't a heavy sleeper as such.
Okay. Griffin is still awake, as we said.
Yep. still jamming away.
Okay, and that leaves Arstraeus.
Yeah, Arsateris is pretty sound asleep. He's just, no, thank you. Good night. He's out.
You guys should have all your Pokemon at full HP, but just in case, you get a long rest. Calypso, Arsatraeus, and Griffin, you guys get up. Well, Griffin, you're probably doing stuff for a while, but Arsatraeus and Calypso, you guys probably wake up at like 9:30 in the morning, and you cannot hear anything but snoring from Wesley's room.
Oh, man. How well laid up was he? God damn.
I'm going to say they're going to take a check to wake up Wesley because of the sleeping potion thing in his room.
He's probably dead
You don't know
tired.
that yet. You could wake him up now or let him sleep.
Let him sleep. He's probably exhausted from
I
staying up
got
all
a
night.
2 on my wake up roll.
Oh, yeah, he's not getting up.
I was
It's
going to make it
a
a constitution roll if you did it yourself.
yeah. It's a 2 plus my 6. That's 8.
Yeah, no, you're still asleep.
Honk shoe indeed.
Leslie's going to be asleep until someone wakes him up.
Is Wyvil gonna wake him up?
You can, or you could just let him sleep and go about your morning. You do have a meeting with the city guard.
Let him sleep. It'll be good for him. He needs the sleep. He's really something else.
Well, aren't we all unique? Or is that not quite what you were getting at?
Nah. He's just constructed alternatively. I would let him get some sleep. In the meantime, we should probably figure out what we're going to do regarding travel and tournament.
I'm going to ask the assistant to take me to the night guard, head guard.
Just you, Griffin, or do the rest of you want to come along?
I'll go with him.
I'll go with him too.
Okay. Wesley, you can make one more check to see if you can wake up before they leave.
Okay. 16.
Ooh. 8 plus 8.
No, like 10 plus 6.
Right. That is barely enough to wake up. You feel drowsy as hell, but you feel like you have the best sleep you've had in a long time. But you do feel a little bit out of your head. You will have a disadvantage on wisdom saving throws for the day until the sleeping powder mist is out of your system.
Yikes.
What? Did I forget to open a window again? Oh, could you get the window, Wyvil, please?
Wyvil just gives you slaps one of his his garbage arms to his forehead and then just waddles over to the window and then just like headbutts it open and catches himself with his psychic powers before he goes tumbling out the window.
Oh, it's bright out today, isn't it, Wyvil? Oh, where are the others? Wesley's gonna stumble out of his bed and go try to find the others.
Okay. We'll say that the rest of you are grabbing breakfast. It's a lot of wheat-based things, and there's a few things of Pokemon meat if you are interested in that, and there's Pokemon food for your Pokemon.
What kind of meat are we talking about? What Pokemon have been butchered up today?
You could roll let's go with a Poke handling check to see if you can place the texture.
Okay.
19.
Texture. God damn! I got a 19.
Make
Ugh.
that 3 19s.
I didn't roll.
Oh. I'll make that
Ah.
another 19. I got a 17 plus 2.
Aw. It's not a 19, but it's good enough.
You can tell that there's some scrambled flying type eggs, a few things of what is the middle stage of Tepig? Pignati?
Ignite.
Ignite.
Yeah, there's a few slices of Pignite bacon.
Oh,
Oh heavens.
And there's that's the two at the moment.
Noli Chunk. Sad.
Chunks aren't native to this region.
That
That's-
was mostly a joke.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
Lechonk is too premium for this Unova.
you might find Lechonk meat in Castilia since it's the major trade port, but people here work with what they got.
Oh,
That's fair.
obviously.
I will partake of the eggs and bacon.
Calypso would probably have some as well. Maybe make a little sandwich.
Lots of eggs. I need lots of eggs. This has been a good breakfast. All right.
Comes in looking like super out of it, but he's here now. Apparently woke up himself.
Oh my goodness. He's awake. Wes.
What? Sorry, Arcitarius. Yes. I think I will take some bacon and eggs. Wyvil, do you want some Wyvil? He like looks down at Wyvil and like tries to pat his head. Probably misses Wyvil's head. Sorry.
Roll me a there's not a balance skill. Roll me a dexterity check.
Yes. Or acrobatics is balance, I guess. But yeah, athletics.
No, dexterity is what I said.
Oh, 0.
Flat. You got a 0.
Roll the 2, have a -2 in dexterity.
Oh my
Oh my-
god.
God.
You fall face first on the ground. Your center of balance just goes way too far, and you notice you're like a good 6 inches from Wyvil, like on the floor.
Oh, Wyvil, why'd you move?
Wyvil just looks at you with a big old smile on his face.
Oh. I'm sorry, friends. I'm sorry. I forgot to leave the window open last night when I went to sleep. That concoction Arcitarius and I made. I had some side effects. I slept in the fumes for too long.
Wait, you used it on yourself?
No. It was the fumes. It's like I was inhaling like the fumes of the potion still have effects if they're potent, and it was quite a cauldron. But I should be fine for today's travel.
And you forgot to crack open a window?
Yes. Yeah. I forgot to open a window, of course, and yeah, this isn't the first time it's happened. Don't worry. I should be fine by the evening. I think.
You look like a stiff breeze could knock you over.
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I yawned too much.
I rest my case. Anyways.
As you guys continue having breakfast, a different assistant from the last 2 times comes in and says, Governor's the head of the guard is here to meet you.
Awesome. See him in. Bring him in.
I'm Honk Shuin.
He's asleep again.
To the dining room, or would you like to move to a meeting room?
The office room.
Yeah, we'll move to the office room.
Okay. You guys arrive to the meeting room, and there is a guard with patches of white and black hair and a few scars on his body. You can assume from Pokemon attacks, and he's like, Governors, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am at your command.
Well, I will thank him for protect him so far. And I'll let him know that when we go on our trips to, all orders are from him because, there's no one else here really with experience of just working an army.
Yeah, that's not really. I mean, I traveled with mercenary bands, but that's not really the same thing.
Yeah, I'll just do that. And, yeah.
Is that all, governors?
Yeah, so that's his promotion, I guess.
That should be it regarding that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We have received the damage report from last night, and the funds have been deducted for repairs from your accountant.
Well, they wanted their money.
How much was the damage?
The repairs were roughly 15,000 poke.
Scooby Dooby Doo. Well, they wanted their money back. There you go.
It's more for roads and a few shops who were burnt down accidentally.
I know, but I know they weren't a drunken stupor, but maybe you could have gone about that better. But I suppose it's our fault for not making our intentions clear sooner. So we should probably rectify that sooner rather than later. I mean, obviously, Governor Griffin's already done his part, but I think the rest of us should probably do our part on that. Which brings me to, I think, the next thing we need to discuss. How long do we think we're going to be gone, and when should we have the tournament?
One of your assistants just comes into the room and rolls out a map onto the table. This is a more modern map, so some of the things aren't there. But this is more aesthetically like the map that I think you guys would have.
Anyways, assistant, continue. It looked like you were going to say something.
Yes, on foot it would take 4 days for you to get to Nuvema, and 10 to 30 for the trip to Castelia. But if you took a carriage, we could probably shave that down to mostly just the trip on ship. You could probably make it to Nuvema in the day if you took a carriage.
I'm fine with taking a carriage. I could sleep in there.
Oh yeah, the carriage to Nuvema Town.
Wonderful. I'll prepare that for you and leave you to decide on your belongings you're taking and everything.
Me personally, I'm already pretty set to go. I've got my Pokémon, I've got my rations, I've got my bow. I tend to travel light.
How many of your Pokemon are you bringing?
I only have the 2.
Are you bringing both of them?
Why not? More the merrier.
I mean, if we all bring 2 Pokemon, it's probably going to be a little tight in the carriage.
Well, I'm thinking my Scralp, which I'm now naming Typhy. Typhy should Typhy's small enough, like she just exists in the backpack, and Wyvil can hang outside the carriage.
I literally have both of my Pokemon are trained to just sleep on my torso.
Burmy's just kind of stuck there unless you move him.
Exactly.
Oh, and Burmy is in a trash cloak, I should mention.
My Pokemon don't have to be inside the carriage. Like one's small
Right.
enough that fits inside a backpack. One can hang outside.
You could, get an actual trash bag and tie Wyvil up.
I've always imagined that, like, as part of his tail, like, kind of off the top of his head, he kind of has, like, a hook, and that's how I hook him around my backpack and stuff, so he dangles places.
Ah.
Yeah, Wyvil's
that.
basically just like a sack.
Yeah, sack has some rips, and, like, I always imagine he kind of has, like, a longer, like, the knot is always longer up top, so he can wrap around himself around things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, there aren't industrial trash bags invented yet.
Right.
So, it's just a sack. That's why Wyvil is part psychic type, to keep itself together and from that much stuff from leaking out. And Arcitreus's Pokemon are 1 on his chest and 2 just a sword, who it's decently sized, so there's not a whole lot of problems there.
Again, I travel pretty light.
Yeah, you just have to worry about Wesley's bag and like, yeah. So Wesley can probably fit everything in the carriage pretty well.
And Snivy is, again, pretty small.
Right. So I could probably take both of mine without much issue.
Yeah, the problem really comes from Griffin and his Pokemon.
Right, because he's got 3.
They're like child-sized, aside from Tepig.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I would take Ezio and Fallow with me and leave Art.
Your starter, okay.
Yeah, he'll get the big montage later on.
Okay.
He's gonna help quell the populace with his stick sword, his lumber sword.
Mm.
It's
Wait.
more like, no, it's not a stick sword, it's just a log that he has. Huh.
Don't they swing it around as a weapon in the anime?
Yeah, but it is just a log. It's like using a giant 2x4 as a weapon.
Yeah, he's gonna stay with stay around the commander, and and while we're away, he's gonna help him, keep the town safe.
One of the assistants says, one of you should keep a Pedov with you so you can send messages. Just in case things happen.
Probably a good idea.
Do we get like a Pedov cage, or like do they just like sit on our carriage until we need them?
That's up to you, governors. We can arrange a Pedov cage, or they can just sit around if you prefer.
I don't think we need a cage.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need a cage.
It would be cruel to put Pokemon in small areas where they can't move and force them to be in small areas, right, guys?
I, for one, couldn't imagine.
I mean, I kind of do have something in a small area, so I can't really say that.
Yeah, but that one went in voluntarily, and it's
Yeah.
small as it is.
Oh shoot, you're right. Wesley has Typee in a bottle. Shoot.
They can't get out of the bottle, but I assume you keep like a cork or something in it so it doesn't spill.
Yeah. Sleepy Wesley's a hypocrite.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you head out of town?
Do we want to make a declaration about the tournament yet? Because we might be gone for a while.
I mean, yeah, I thought, we should announce that, like, hey, we are going to the new nation, or going to, see the other places to keep the peace and agreements throughout the nations, but also invite them to our Pokemon tournament that will start when we get back, like, or some days after we get back.
Who wants to give that declaration?
I will, the Rockstar.
Yeah, I was going to volunteer, but you're much better at this, so you go on right ahead.
I know I'm gonna do it in the most performance way that I can. So what I gotta do?
We'll say you hold an impromptu concert about it, because that seems like the most rockstar thing possible.
Yes.
And we'll perform to see how well it goes over.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Good lord.
Did you crit?
No, I had an 18. Crit is 28.
Oh, jeez.
Bards do have that Riz.
Yeah, they do. You basically just, like I said, you hold an impromptu concert, and the people really dig your energy. Mostly because it's similar to Governor Howard, so it's like he never left. So there's not really that much difficulty in the new government.
That's what I was going for.
The rest of you are on neutral terms, but the city definitely likes Griffin the most so far.
Well, I'll have to fix that. I don't mean that in a bad way, of course. That came out more sinister than I thought it would.
Oh, like, wait, what?
Flipsto wins over their hearts by dancing.
Man, you entertainers got it so easy.
Griffin does his instrumenting and Calypso does her dancing.
Oh, man.
Oh, can our Satura sing?
No, he cannot.
Dang. Work on your singing, then we can be a band.
I feel like that's besides the point. I could just give a really nice speech. I suppose I could just do that.
That's singing in a sense.
Wesley's just the sound guy who makes sure everything goes right.
Give a speech while Griffin and I do a performance.
We're gonna say stuff Griffin already rolled his. Well, it's more like that this is the town judging your merit based on how well you dance. They have a pretty good impression of Griffin already.
We will
What do
decide
you-
your fate based on your dance.
So, performance.
Yep.
That's gonna be 17 plus 6, 23.
Oh my god!
You guys are pretty well liked.
You guys.
I'm just so well in sync with what Griffin is playing.
Yeah. The current alignment with Striaton is Griffin's the best since he's interacted with the town twice in a successful
Right.
way. You're close behind him. They're neutral on Arcitreus and a little bit less than neutral because Wesley went around fumbling on that first day, but it's only slightly less than neutral.
Is Arcitreus going to try something now? Is he going to start?
No, he's not good. He's not gonna sing. He's just gonna give a speech. I don't really have the inside words, but he's essentially like, "Hey," and then they're gonna be like, "Hey, I know you probably weren't expecting me to take power. I'll try to do right by you people as much as possible.
Give me a persuasion or deception if you're not being honest.
That's great. No, he is being honest.
Just giving you guys options. This is your city. You run it how you want.
That's
Indeed
true.
It is.
That's a 19.
You're on slightly better terms, but the position ranking still stays the same.
Wesley's half asleep in the background. He's leaning up against a wall.
Are you in your garb, like mask on and everything?
Probably. I think Wesley likes to sleep with his like goggles and mask on.
Roll me an intimidation. I want to see how people take you just leaning on a wall.
Like it's like he's falling asleep against the wall. Rival's probably like trying to like keep him up by pushing at his feet. What should I roll for that? Sorry, I missed it.
And like I said, I want to see if people think you're intimidating with your mask on and everything, and just not saying a word.
9.
9.
They just kind of ignore you. No real impression.
Yes, they think I'm acting cool when I'm actually catching Z's.
I guess for you that's a win. Oh boy. Well, hey, we need their approval. I need their approval. I was gonna make a musical pun, but I cannot sing to save my life, so I will not. I will refrain.
If you don't do a good enough job, they'll probably execute you.
Oh, whoa! Oh, damn!
This
Citizens,
ain't Paula's.
citizens arrest! You can't sing, dude.
Oh no, I just mean like you got to keep the public on your side.
Oh, I know.
You guys are doing pretty well so far.
Oh,
But-
and and part of that speech is going to be, yeah. So we're heading around the area because we're trying to increase the draw for this tournament that we're going to host, and we're going to have it when we get back. So don't forget.
Immediately once you get back, or a few days after you get back?
Probably a few days after, so we can just get everything set up. See how much of a crowd we draw.
So
Okay.
are we doing Nimbasa and Castilia as well before we do the tournament, or is it Nuvema, Accumula tournament, then those two?
I thought the plan was you guys do your apology in Accumula and then inform Nuvema of everything. Then
Uh-huh.
Castilia. I'm not sure if you go to Nimbasa after that or not.
Okay.
You know what we could do? So Nimbasa is sort of like a more underground kind of place, right? Not necessarily black market, scum of the earth sort of deal, but like Word travels there pretty well, yeah?
Yeah.
While we're in Castilia, why don't we see if we can't get some more people to invest, how shall we say, into the tournament, since these people seem to want their money back.
Yeah. Like sponsors?
Not necessarily sponsors, just let's see if we can't get more people to gamble on this damn thing.
Mm,
Depends on how many people you guys attract to the city.
right.
Yeah, I figured if we're in Castilia, there's nothing stopping us from, just sending a small letter to Nimbasa being like, hey, this is a thing we're doing. Not sure if you heard yet, but now you do.
You guys have two options once your business is done in Castilia. You could either head north to Nimbasa, or you could head back to Striaton. It's up to you.
I kind of want to go back home just to let them know, like personally. I know he's in a pigeon, but I guess go in that direction to fix the bar myself, so then I can walk in as a rock star and be like, "Hey, I'm here to help," and get like them liking me again.
With that, you guys just pile into the carriage, and how is everyone's seating? There's 4 seats, but there's room between each seat if you want to have your Pokemon sitting next to you.
I'm probably laying in the back.
Laying in the back.
You're taking up 2 seats if you're laying.
Arzatarius decided to take up 2 seats, forcing Griffin and Wesley to share a seat.
Or you could ride up top with the stagecoach driver.
I'm saying, I'm asking Wesley if he's gonna go out and ride the stagecoach. If he's not, I was gonna go out with the stagecoach.
No, it's darker in here, I think, and I think I need to sleep. Actually, the sun hurts.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go out with the stagecoach with Tepig still inside, but Meta Knight like floating above the carriage, but still moving along with it.
Is actually just meditating right behind you and the stagecoach driver. He's on the roof of the carriage.
Okay, yep, and I'm just strumming away like always.
Okay.
Calypso's probably sitting like next to or near Arcturus.
Yeah, I imagine Wesley and Calypso are sitting, so we're facing Arzatarius laying down, and like he's laying down in front of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does our stagecoach driver have like a name and like character?
You could ask.
That sounds like a threat, Will.
It's not. It's just like most people aren't going to tell you their names. They just work for you.
I don't know. I just out of character, like stagecoach driver seems like an important enough role to actually have like importance.
I mean, you guys didn't ask for the name of your town guard.
This is true.
Yeah.
You guys did not ask for his name.
His name is something like Titus or like Bardus or Bruce.
Maybe you didn't ask.
Well, Wesley's too tired to ask him, and Griffin's setting up front strumming. We'll learn about Stagecoach Man's name a different day if he doesn't die by Durant.
If he doesn't die by Durant, what are we trying to say there?
Well, we have to go probably near the Durant Mound again. We don't know what will happen.
That was off the beaten path.
Oh, it was. Yes, you're right. It was when we were walking.
Yes,
Yeah.
Remember when I almost gave in to my intrusive thoughts? Yeah, it's not in the way, it's out of the way.
Yeah, no. Don't do that again, Arcturus, or else no. Just no.
At least we have a fire type this time.
That's true. We have a fire type. We stand much more of a hint.
But no, Arcturus, we are not going into that Durant Mound.
You have one fire type.
Yeah,
exactly one. We have exactly one fire type. Yeah, we'll avoid the Durant. We'll avoid the Durant for now. That's okay.
I love the fact that this is a persistent thing. We are keeping up the fact the Durant Mound exists and is only growing.
We're not a high enough level, but I think at some point if we remember, we should come back to it.
We could just punish people by sending them there. Nah, take them away to the Durant now.
Oh
Totally
no.
dark.
Yeah, to the mound with you.
To the mound.
And if you do it in secret without the others knowing, or get their permission, you can do it.
Well, that would be less to the mound and more to the guillotine, but
Like I said, it's your city. You can run this area how you want.
nah, I wouldn't actually do that. You'd have to be pretty bad. Like those people that set the fire in Nuvema Town. Yeah, I'd probably throw them to the mound, but that's about it.
I
Yeah.
don't. At this point, Wesley probably falls asleep, and he is like laying against his backpack, honk shoeing.
I assume Arzetreus is also asleep because he's laying and taking 2 seats selfishly.
No, at some point he sits up. He gets back up.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Flip.
Needed to stretch my back.
Pluto and Griffin, unless you want to opt out and you're too in depth in your tunes. Can you roll me a perception check?
Yeah, I can get you a perception check. That's gonna be a 21.
Griffin, do you want to get in on that, or are you too invested in your music?
Yeah, I'll get on it. 17.
Okay. Griffin, you notice that there's a small group of people meeting in the park of the city as you pass. You don't really get any good details about it. Calypso, you see that the person on stage has a very short buzz cut with roots of green hair sticking out of it,
Whoa.
and he seems to be talking very passionately. You can't hear him, but you see a few banners, and the banners have the design of a mask.
Oh, hell
Math?
no. Oh, Holty Clapper. I don't think so. I don't
Hey,
like where
yo.
that's going. I don't like where that's going.
What, like a theatrical mask or what kind of mask?
Roll me a history check
Okay.
or a book knowledge check. We'll see if you recognize it.
On a history, that's gonna be 22, 18 plus 4.
Oh my god.
It looks like a Yamask mask.
A ya mask. Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Okay. With that, could she place the guy or have any knowledge of the guy that's standing there? Like, would that give her anything?
Nope. You just
Okay.
know that there's a guy talking with banners that have Yamask mask on them, and the guy seems very passionate about what he's talking about.
Ich habe eine Vorne-Schleuder. I don't like
what,
that.
What do I see? Like, I mean, I see them, but like, do I see the banners too?
Yeah, you see the banners too. You'd have to roll a history check to see if you could place the map.
18.
You're able to tell it's a Yamask mask, and you manage to catch out a few words of paradise, and that's the only word you can get out before you guys are out of the city.
Could I like grab the rein and like pull them before like we leave out the city?
Oh, hell no.
The state truck driver does answer to you guys. You could tell him to stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tell him to stop real quickly. Like, I'm like, hold up, stop the carriage.
He stops and is like, "Is something wrong, sir?"
And I hop off and I run back into the city going towards the park. Cause
Griffin, where are you going, bud?
I said I'll be right back. I have to check on something.
Okay.
You think we should
Okay.
follow him?
I don't know. He's pretty resolute in what he does, and thus far he hasn't been wrong. If there's something he genuinely thinks he needs to go back for, I'll trust him on that. I'm not sure what caught his attention, though.
You could have left something at the manor. We're not too far away yet.
Yeah, see something like that.
And then Calypso would pipe up and said there was a man talking and there was some kind of banner. Maybe he saw that and wanted to investigate or something?
Come again?
Yeah, no, can they see the person or whatever from where the carriage currently is?
Not without getting out. You guys
Okay.
passed it, and you're like right at the city gate.
Okay. But back there was like a guy, short buzz cut hair or whatever. There's a banner that had a Yamask mask on it. It looked like he was giving a talk or something.
I'm not sure I like that.
So do you think we might wanna go with him then?
How about you stay here with the cart? I'll go
Okay.
follow.
Okay,
And with
that's
that,
fair.
I'm gonna hop out, and I'm gonna hop out, and I'm gonna follow
I
Griffin.
trust you.
Good.
Would Ezio and follow like immediately follow me, or 'cause I know Ezio was with me up top, so
Theo might if you told him to. Otherwise, he might stay and meditate. It's up to you if you told him to come or not.
but yeah, I would scream like Ezio, like wave my arm, like to come, like to follow. It's like as I'm running away.
Ezio just starts sprinting after you.
Yep. So we're going to run into the park with the banners, and then I'm going to run up to. Wait, so is the guy standing on like a stage? He's standing in the middle of the field. Like what?
Yeah, he's standing on a stage. He doesn't. He seems to have like very common clothes on, and he seems to be talking alone. There's no one else with him.
Yes, I'm gonna go up to the stage and be like, "What are you like? Why are these banners flying in our city or in our town?"
He turns to you and says, "Oh, Governor, I was just telling these people about paradise and the best way to achieve it."
Oh, this had better be really good.
He has not stopped smiling this whole time.
Oh, that's not creepy enough.
He seems really passionate about leading people to this paradise.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be like, "What is that paradise?"
It is complete control over the Unova region. No more wild Pokemon attacks. No more wars between factions. A place without strife. Are you interested?
Okay, let's tiptoe around all that. What are you actually suggesting be
Wait,
done?
are you here or is it just me? You didn't come.
Yeah, I did.
You did. When did you come?
He's not on the stage with you.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I'm just asking, but like, what? Show me how to get to this paradise.
That's simple. You just come with me. He puts out a hand
I said, "Come with you where?
to the place where it will happen.
How are we getting there?"
The magic of psychic type Pokemon.
I'm ask did you recently teleport 3 men with 3 different type of Pokemon of fire, earth, and water?
I have.
oh,
I don't know what you're talking about, Governor. He's. You can roll an insight check to see how he's. If that's a lie or not.
22.
here. I'm gonna roll insight on that. Will.
Okay. He's being honest. He hasn't teleported anyone, and he is being honest about taking anybody.
I got a 14.
Yeah, what I just said.
All right. Well, I don't know if I like this.
I said I'm gonna ask him. Does he work for anyone, or is he doing this on his own?
I just worked to better paradise. Others may follow my teachings, but I have no control over them.
Who told you about paradise?
I discovered it myself after being lost in the desert.
Oh, so he's insane. Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm like, sir, we're gonna have to take you in, just to figure out more about this paradise.
Can I ask why? I haven't done anything wrong, Governor.
We want to know more about paradise before we let our citizens join. So we just ask. But I ask, You to come.
You would control your citizens from obtaining happiness?
No, I want them to have happiness, but I want to make sure happiness is safe.
Of course it's safe. He seems genuinely insulted that you'd think that maybe that you're questioning him, maybe that you're insisting that he's a fraud. You have no idea at the moment without doing an insight check.
I'm just gonna respond to him like I haven't seen any true proof of safety.
What? Are you not, do you not have faith in people?
I don't have faith in the unknown.
Yeah, Yamask is not exactly the most comforting Pokemon to put on a banner.
You say that from the crowd?
Yeah, I say that for the crowd. It's like, it's not the most comforting sight.
He turns to the crowd and says, "Oh, but it is. It's the guarantee of peace after passing. It is very comforting. There's the assurance that you will not fade away."
So after you said that, I'm like, okay, so your paradise is death then.
No, our paradise is paradise. Our paradise is here in the Unova region. It's not death.
Okay, so this guy is either a super, super, super Buddhist or exactly what I think we all think he is.
I mean, I kind of want to teleport to see what happens, but I kind of like don't want to be unprepared.
Have Calypso and Arcetarius caught up?
You guys didn't say you left the carriage. You guys are still there.
How long have they been gone at this point?
They've been gone for only 5 minutes. It's not been a long
Okay.
conversation. You and Wesley are still in the carriage.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what I can say. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him again to come with me to the tower. I mean, to back to wherever we hold people at, not our holding cells.
He says, "Of course, I'll do anything to wane your concerns about paradise."
All right, well, that's a good start at least. At least he's cooperating.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna walk off the stage, but not turn my back to him, and I'm going to like look down at Meditate or Ezio and whisper, like, have an ice punch just in case something happens.
He turns to the crowd and says, "Apologies, everyone. It seems I must go to answer the governor's questions. I apologize for ending this conversation we've been having." Griffin, could you give me a perception check real quick?
19.
You notice that some of the crowd look a little bit annoyed? Like, why are they cutting this guy off?
Actually, hold on. I have one more question for him. What's your name?
My name? I don't have a name. I am simply just a messenger. I gave up my name.
Okay, then, well, what should we call you?
Just call me Messenger. That's all I am, after all.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, just we'll go back to our holding area.
All right, that's an answer.
You guys walk into the guard's office, and one of the guards salutes you and says, "Governor, I thought you would be gone. What is the matter?"
I had brought in this man who was in our park saying things about paradise, and what he's speaking sounds like it's influencing our people, and I want to make sure he's doing something that is safe and not going to harm anyone.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, you should be happy because my first roll was a 20, but my second roll was a 16.
Finally, something that's not a 20 from you.
I mean, the first roll was a 20. First roll was 20, so.
Yeah. Some of the guards look maybe a little bit annoyed that you're like trying to thought police people, maybe, but they're like, "Okay, we'll hold them for a while. Do you want us to ask questions, or do you want to ask questions yourself, Governor?" Now it's been 15 minutes.
Wesley is asleep.
At this point, Calypso's probably gonna get out of the carriage and tell the driver, "Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's been a long time. I'm gonna go see what's up. You stay here, and she'll leave Dandelion with the driver just in case anything happens, but take Quicksand with her.
Okay.
Before going to look for them.
Okay. How do you want to look for them? Are you asking the crowd?
First she'd start by looking, see if she sees them at all.
Since Griffin and Arthitreus are already at the guard station, we'll say that you don't find them.
Okay. If she doesn't see them, then she'd start asking around and ask people if they had seen two of the other governors.
A few people haven't, but one of them says, yeah, Governor Griffin detained a public speaker, took him to the guardhouse.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Thank you for the information. And then she'd make her way over to the guardhouse.
As he's fading, you hear him say, yeah, I don't get why he did it. It seems like the guy wasn't saying anything weird.
In that case, I'm just going to look at the guards and just go, I don't think it's anything significant or anything serious, but, you know, the fact that this guy pops up right after we show up is a little weird. I don't think anything's wrong, but...
The guards thought at that, and it's just like, okay. People are weird.
Yeah, that's basically the long and short of this. You know, the Yamask thing, you know, that's the thing. You know, we're leaving town and we see that and we're like, what? Anyways, yeah, we'll talk to him real quick and then we'll be back on our way.
Has Calypso entered the guardhouse yet?
Yeah, we'll say you're there now.
She comes in and she's like, you two, what is going on?
There was a public speaker talking about paradise, and then apparently it's got something to do with death.
Calypso takes a look at the guy and's like, what is paradise? Like, just curiosity and like a little bit interrogation-y.
Yeah, see, that's what we want to know.
Paradise is the Unovan region. This region created by both the combination of truth and ideals. Unfortunately, those did not last long enough. We're attempting to create a new paradise, built on better ones.
Who is a we?
Yeah, who's we? Hey, ho.
Anyone willing to listen to my message, that is all.
What organization are you a part of?
I'm not a part of any organization. I just spread the information of paradise.
Where do you deliver messengers go to after you're done? Like, where do you meet at?
We just continue to wander. That's all it is.
So you have no meeting spot. You don't go to a certain city or town to meet up at.
We bring people there so that paradise can be formed, but we messengers are just simply go back out afterwards.
What town is that at?
It's not a town. Why are you questioning me? I haven't done anything wrong.
Could you walk to your paradise without being teleported?
It's simply paradise. That's all it is. No more stress about anything.
Can I walk to the paradise?
In theory, you could. Like I said, paradise is the Udova region. So long as you are here, you are in paradise.
Where in Unova is paradise starting at?
I don't understand.
The meeting spot that you bring these people, where is that at? I want to go there without being teleported.
I don't know. It simply is.
Actually, here's a better question. You talked about uniting the entire region. You didn't think their entire region was going to be united with just words, did you?
That was the hope. I hope that people are tired of this strife between city-states. I hope that people are willing to see each other as people.
You know, you have me there, but you seem pretty convinced you can get an entire region to change their minds, and I'm actually quite curious where the confidence comes from.
Calypso doesn't recognize this guy or anything, does she?
Roll me a history check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage? Oh no. Will, I am sorry. Will, I am sorry. I got a nat 20 and a 15, so that's going to be a 19 on the history.
On that.
Damn, you all have so much better rolls than I do as a player.
Will has to is going to have to permanently give us all disadvantage. We're still going to be rolling 19s.
I think
Yeah.
that's the third time we've rolled a nat 20 with disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's at least the second. Good lord.
How are you all blessed by the dice gods? Jeez.
What I was going to do is ask if I would roll to see if I've met him before, because I've probably traveled like most of the region, if not almost all of it.
Yeah, let's go with a religion check. That seems fair.
With disadvantage. There you go, Will. You're going to like my roll a lot more. I got an 11.
You've seen a few guys talking in public places like this, but you've never met this guy before.
Okay. All right, so this is very clearly like, oh, that's different.
Oh, I want to ask him where's his Pokemon that he used to teleport?
My Pokemon comes when someone is interested in going to paradise. There are 3 other ones.
Oh, that's not sus at all.
Oh, you didn't get to what my role was?
I'm DMing you right now.
Okay.
Before Calypso's thing, what were you guys saying?
Oh, I told him to bring his Pokemon here.
Are you interested in seeing paradise?
That's a request. So I make a demand.
Like I said, I have no control. They just come when someone wants to come to paradise.
Okay, so Calypso's gonna butt in a little bit, and she's gonna look at this messenger. She's gonna be like, "So you bring other people to paradise, but how did you yourself find paradise?"
Was lost, cast adrift, and they saved my life. They showed me the way.
Where did you get lost?
Someplace incredibly hot. The heat removed a lot of the memories of it, but I know I was about to die if I was not rescued.
So you're telling me you were lost probably in the desert between Castelia and Nimbasa?
Maybe. Could have been there. It could have also been one of the other deserts.
Calypso's just, she looks like she's processing some stuff. She's not trying to hide it at all. It looks like she knows this guy. The look on her face is like, do I know him?
It could have also been in Rock Tunnel. That place gets insanely hot with all the magma. He says.
She's just gonna sigh, and she's like, it can't be, but you look like someone I know. Someone who was lost in the desert years ago.
I'm sorry for your loss. I have never met you before in my life.
She's like, yeah, I didn't think you were, but you look a lot like him. She's like, it's obvious that she's a little uncomfortable with the situation.
He turns and looks at Griffin and says, "Have I sufficiently answered your questions?"
Yeah, so you can go. You can't hold
Wonderful.
anything else.
Thank you for your time. I hope you're all interested in paradise.
Yes, when I come back.
If I'm still in the area, I'd be happy to take you.
Although, one more question about paradise. If one were to go to paradise, are they able to come back from it?
I'd want to.
Because if it was a one-way trip, that would be a lot more limiting, especially considering that we are the governors, and us going away would not be very good.
The guy walks out of the room that you were holding him in, and he seems to be heading back to the park.
All right, well, that didn't really give us a whole lot.
So, once the messenger is gone, the guy's gone, Calypso's just gonna look between Arciteris and Griffin and be like, that guy, he looks almost exactly like someone that used to be part of our troop. But his personality, he's acting nothing like I used to know him by. I knew him by the name Fern. He was a really close friend.
The timing of him showing up with our departure is weird. That's the part that unnerves me the most. It's almost like he knew
Yeah.
we were leaving.
I thought he was dead for years if it really is him. We were traveling through the desert one day. We were heading to Nimbasa from Castelia one time, and there was just a wicked sandstorm that picked up. And everyone stayed together, but Fern got lost and we never found him. We just assumed he perished either to the elements of Pokemon or who knows what else. It looks so much like him. It's hard to ignore. It's hard.
Well, we already brought him in for interrogation. I'm not sure what else we can do before we really start pushing the limit on what would make sense, what would be just.
Right, yeah.
I'd almost suggest bringing him with us, but that feels like a disaster waiting to happen.
Maybe if we run into him again, we could maybe see what this paradise is about, you know. I feel like that's as good as a way of any to scope out what's happening, even though there are probably risks associated with that. Can't really think of any other way.
You seem to think that he got lost in the desert, right?
Oh no, we know he got lost in the desert. Or the Fern I know. If he is Fern.
Right. But what I'm saying is whatever made him the way he is now, is it a safe bet to say that it's probably in that desert?
The desert paradise something. I don't know.
Something to consider. We need to get back to the carriage. I'm sure Wesley is probably
Yeah.
having a panic attack.
You know, we've spent long enough on this detour.
Yeah.
You guys have been gone for like almost an hour at this point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been long enough.
Are we almost in Nuvema yet?
So you wake up and you realize you're alone in the carriage, and you're still in Striaton.
What?
Oh
Um,
no.
Dandelion is still with you in the carriage, and so is your Pokemon, but everyone else, and so is Fallow, but everyone else is gone.
Stagecoach driver, sorry I didn't get your name, but where the hell is everyone?
They were spooked by some public speaker in the park, went out to investigate. Either that or they forgot some stuff at you guys' house.
Okay. Wesley's just gonna like sit on the carriage, twiddling his thumbs, probably feeding Typhy and stuff.
All right, back to the carriage we go.
Where did you guys even go? You left me in the carriage all alone?
You weren't alone.
Hey, I left Dandelion with you, so if something happened, you would have had Dandelion to protect you.
Yeah, you have Fallow. He was there.
I guess. I thought we'd be in Nuvema by now. Or at least Accumula, but I'm all awake now. I should be ready for the day.
Good.
Hopefully. So what'd you guys
Right.
forget back at the house?
Nothing. I saw a mysterious flag, and yeah, I don't like seeing, since we own this place, people, putting up their own flags. Seems weird. It didn't seem right with me, so I went to go investigate the guy, and he talks about paradise. I don't know if you heard of it, but he can teleport people to paradise. But what happened at my home and the guy who teleported away sounds too familiar, so I want to figure out what this paradise is.
Oh well, we should get going, and I'm glad you noticed that you were able to settle it. We don't want people raising up banners under our governorship.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we'll end the session. The carriage starts moving, and you guys are on your way back to Nuvema Town.